Hello, and what is going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Let's get ready to go for a fabulous Las Vegas in the live summit event in the Crew 2. For this team summon, 6 events and 3 skills for the most part related to the city of Las Vegas, Nevada and the Golden Hills Racetrack south of the city. For week number 5 in Season 5 Episode 2 American Legend takes on for having a new story in week number 5 to be titled We'll Go for the Hustler. 12 Steps will might have an all-in edition of the Spiker C8 Aileron is now featured to have a brand new variation version from the original C8 Aileron. It looks pretty cool to have some varied modification featuring an altered rear wing spoiler and a silver and gold livery to be added to the game, but it's going to be quite very cool and awesome just like the original. But this is going to be a very good, excellent moment for this new event, you guys, after participate in the rerun edition of Forever Ferrari from Season 4 2 years ago. But this one might have a no bundle presentation video at this moment because we have a Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic and La Voyager Noire has already acquired to be in the garage to be part of the collection. For new players, you should probably have to get these two will be eligible to be on the restrictions, so get ready because 3 Hypercars, 1 Street Race, Alpha Grand Prix, and Touring Car Discipline will be going in to be on the land base, especially to be on the water base and airplane as well for powerboat and aerobatics to be on a plane. But it's going to be quite very awesome to see how good you are. Could probably have to take on in Lake Man for the escape and fly for the skies in aerobatics, or air race discipline will have to go skill and get higher on to 100,000 points by the chance. As always, you guys, if you're new to my YouTube channel, go and click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it is time to get ready to start the live summit event. Let's begin. It's so awesome since I have participated in the rerun edition of Forever Ferrari ever since from 2 years ago, because everything is going to be perfectly to have 4 rewards, including all kinds of different vanities to have the red Storm X tire to be ended up onto the platinum. For many experts have participated in this event from the original because it will might have to go extra currency bucks will be added up onto the bonus. Rank 4085th place, and that makes a very good well-earned opportunity to get the Ferrari F40 LM race car is now added to your collection. Alright. Next up to have a different kind of vanity is the multicolored Nitro to be on the rare. Sounds like a very good rainbow opportunity to have a different look of a Nitro to have all kinds of different colors when going faster and speeding up like a very different kind of a rainbow. Only 1 day left, so let's go in and take on with some mostly events to be located in Nevada of Las Vegas and the Golden Hills Racetrack. First up, let's go on to be on the waters to be at Lake Man for the escape, just like as always from the previous live summit event to be featured. But it's gonna get a little bit different out there at this moment, so be prepared and set sail to go for the main objective.
Get this. You do the off-road trial, you get a free vehicle to roam around in. Cool, huh?
Okay, well, I know how Hero just keeps coming in for giving an important tip about trying out new rides. But anyway, this different location in Lake Man will have to go for the main focus. We'll have to jump through onto the Hoover Dam. So here it comes. This is gonna get much intense. Okay, looks like I almost forgot to scream, but it's okay because I just barely did remember back from the full walkthrough when I just barely pulled out the rage of screaming whenever I fly up into the mid-air sky towards the river. But here comes the red zone. Just gonna have to go set sail and kick it up to be entered to be at 4877 yards. So let's see the first attempt. So far, so close. maybe I could probably have to go in for attempt number 2. Okay, let's try this by having a different approach before I could probably have to keep currently forward to be at the Hoover Dam before I'm about to take a jump by having a close edge scream. Gonna have to speed it up, wait for the Nitro, we'll be on the refill until going in to take the jump. But here it comes. I'm about to get scream and boost it up. This is so intense! See what I mean? I just get scream at any time since the full walkthrough on my journey. But here comes the red zone. Gotta make sure if I could probably have to keep sailing without doing some jump. That's how going faster and quicker will have to go acceleration to have a very good excellent speed of the distance. And that's more like it. 5263 yards is now updated to be climbing up onto 100,000 points. And there you go. New record and new will achieved to be standing up to have a very progression to have a very updated record. That's how Lakeman is a very good excellent area for the powerboat or jet sprint discipline to be outside of Las Vegas. Next up in skill number 2, Aerobatics will be flying up in the air of Las Vegas. Let's get ready to fly in to enter the Halo gate by using the Pilotus PC-21, match the figures, and go for the extreme mode will be on the direction line approach. Excellent formation and mark on the checkpoint. Stay on track and go on the suitable deacceleration and stay on track. Gonna have to go heavier and regain control of the speed while deaccelerated. Boost it up and go for the finish line. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Las Vegas have arrived for the destination, and that makes 29,325 points is now perfectly to be on the first attempt. Luckily, just putting up a new clip is going to have to do a remarkable moment to have a very excellent 147,665 points. That's how flying in the sky makes a very good grand entrance to be on skill number 2. Next up in skill number 3, Escape. Same area to be located in Las Vegas for the land-based vehicle. For my recommend hypercar I go with is the Bugatti Depot with the UDRS White Star will take the challenge to go faster and take the different route approach to be on the highway will be at Bonneville Soul Flats. So here I go, boost it up and take many curves around the street at the Avenue corner will be at the go. Alright, very good. Excellent main objective complete. Gonna have to save plenty amount of nitro when taking the highway will be at the different route. Take the next turn onto the street. Kick it up onto the high gear in the 4th gear before enter to have this street by taking the exit onto the jurisdiction. Alright, very excellent. Gonna have to slow down, maintain the pace. Watch for the traffic cars coming in nearby. Very excellent. And now go on to be on the highway to leave Las Vegas from the red zone. It's so much excited to have Las Vegas to be having a very good excellent moment. For my first time ever visit since when I was a kid, it was so beautiful and amazing to have all kinds of different buildings and landmarks to be in the city. But it's so good to have best memories before I just grown up to become as a YouTuber before playing in the Crew 2. But I just remember in the first installment of the Crew back then since 2014, well, it was a lot of good moments to be on the memories ever since planned to be on the full gameplay to have my own creative idea. But luckily I just moved on before doing some different ideas to have all kinds of different design variation to have my own livery design on every kinds of vehicles in the Crew 2. So let's take the jump and climb up on to 13,000 yards to be at the main goal. And there you go. The red zone just barely contacted me and makes a very good, excellent new record to be updated in about to have under 150,000 points. Good job, and barely took 3 attempts by having a warm-up practice before putting up a new clip. We'll be at the checkpoint. Alright, so looks like 6 events will go on underway by having 3 hypercars, 1 street race, Alpha Grand Prix, and also to have 2 of them to be on the discipline. Well, however it is, but it definitely might be quite very excellent to go on the track. So let's have a good check on the details. Alright, Golden Hills Racetrack I go for the first event to be on the Alpha Grand Prix discipline. I'm so very excited to have a very excellent pro racing competition to have 2 Alpha Grand Prix discipline at the very start. But luckily, touring car discipline should probably might have a very good moment to be in the fabulous Las Vegas ever since to be well checked to be misplaced to be on the wiki of fandom. But I'll make sure I'll have to get started out right away by having a KTM Expo R with the UDRS Insportec livery in the Alpha Grand Prix edition. So let's do this, and go competition. We proceed to have an excellent race opportunity to be in the south area of Las Vegas. Perfectly moment to have a fictional circuit in the second installment of the Crew. So let's do this, and go faster to take on with some open wheel race car.
I don't know why anyone else is even bothering.
Alright, looks like it's gonna get much handling and challenging to go faster and feel the ace like a pro. First place, here I go, and take some steady paces to be on the clean racing edge. But not to mention, because the handling on the Expo R in the Alpha Grand Prix discipline could probably might have to do some practice work to be on the track. But just like the street race discipline might have to do the same capability, including this one to be in the same type of the car. Alright, let's keep up and go for the next sector to be at the straightaway in lap number 1. Boost it up and feel the velocity will be at the get-go. Lap number 1 clear, and here comes lap number 2. Gonna have to keep on racing, stay clean, and go well achieved to be on the number 1 podium spot. Well, by the looks of it, I should probably have to do 3 events on the track and the other 3 to be on the open road. That's how the even balance work in Las Vegas for the live segment, folks. It's gonna get much excellent to have a pro racing track. We'll have to go in to do a warm-up. So let's go kick it up onto the high gear. Checkpoint, we proceed, and take the next corner to be at the straightaway. We'll have to do some speed to go up in about 8 gear of transmission. Alright, here comes the final lap. This is it. I hope I could probably had to get to 100,000 points in the podium finish at the end of race number 1. That's how it's going to get much brilliant and excellent before taking on in a tour with Alexis to be on the same track. But different course layout, but this one might be quite come in handy to be well challenging to be on the pro racing class by having an excellent open wheel race car, including the KTM Expo R. Is definitely might be the best one ever yet to be in the Alpha Grand Prix disciplines. Full speed ahead and stay on track before doing an excellent record in about 2 minutes by under 3 minutes of a total time by the goal. Keep this old puppy together. Final stretch I go. Alright, that's the spirit. Legendary bundle earned and a Grand Prix chaser to have a daily challenge complete. One race event in the bag and regular on the podium. That's how I should probably have to do 3 events on the track to be earlier at the start. But correction, it makes a very good place to start out for only 6 events to be on this event. One Albert Grand Prix is finished. Now let's go for the second one. A tour with Alexis to be at the same track. I'll make sure I'll have to stay using with a KTM Expo R to be in the Albert Grand Prix edition is definitely might be quite giving a good raring to go. On to race number 2 before doing a mixed event for the Hypercar discipline. We'll take the track and go practice to be on a time attack. I'm so very pumped up at this, you guys. Let's win the race and go faster to be at the podium.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Okay, there's Alexis in position number 2 after moving on in position 1st. Gonna have to go clean racing and make my mark and do a well faster achieve in the total time. I'm so very impressive about Las Vegas to have its very own racetrack for Formula 1 series. How excited is that for many people of Las Vegas, including F1 fans? I didn't notice that Las Vegas is going to have itself a racetrack to be on the city, but clearly it's going to get much excellent and awesome before it'll be open until 2023. But we're in 2022, you guys. That might be a very good, excellent racing start to have some different ways to have new racing opportunities, such as Gran Turismo 7. Well, of course, it is definitely might be well enjoyed to have all kinds of different championship series like the Nations Cup and Manufacturers Cup to be titled as the Gran Turismo World Series. But I'm still working on in round 3 of Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup of the GR010 Hybrid, a new entry to the Le Mans Hypercar to be part of the Group 1 class. But it's going to get much faster and challenging to be part in the Nations Cup at the same track in 24 hours of Le Mans racing course. 2 times in a row by having 2 different championship series is definitely might be going remarkable. By the original, because I just also to save a replay that I just ended up in 4th place before ending up by having 2 race entry to be dropped down onto a different position by having a World of Hurt. Well, of course it is, because it takes hard difficulty to have a single Le Mans hypercar is taking a challenge with a single LMP1 race car like the Porsche 919 Hybrid. So let's keep things up and stay focused to be on the track to be entered to be in the Golden Hills racetrack. It's going to get much Alpha Grand Prix-tastic to see it. Sector cleared by the checkpoint. Now let's go on to take that next sector before doing lap number 3 at the end. Okay, keep it up and go ace that course. All about practice, like doing some farming work to gather up with some currency credits to have some new rides available. But I haven't lost touch about my full walkthrough in the journey to be in the second installment in the crew. It takes forever because I have so many video content to be well planned to be released. But I'm still barely trying to keep up and develop everything I could for my own. But it takes time. It takes many time to have all kinds of unreleased content videos will be ready to be released. 80% to go on the progression, so gonna have to keep it up. Go clean racing and take that recovery. Boost it up one more time and wait for the refill. Checkpoint clear. Now take that turn. Absolutely, indeed, I should probably have to take a vacation in Las Vegas someday, but I'll make sure that my folks could probably have to come see it again later on in the future, because I've been there many times, like 3 times in a row, but several years ago for myself because it's definitely might be having some good shared memories. But here it goes. First place at the podium. 4 minutes 11.895 seconds by having a received prize earning. Successful and genius race well done on race number 2 in the Albert Grand Prix discipline. Alright, so I guess I could probably have to do some perfect moment to have 2 Albert Grand Prix events for this event is correction is definitely might be well simple. So right now, go for the time trial challenge to be as a mixed event in Golden Hill Special. Just in time to have a US Speed Tour West Edition is definitely might be going for a time attack to have some very excellent courses to be on the lap. Time to go selected with a hypercar by chosen for the recommend type. By the looks of it, I should probably have to go with a GT5 Citroen with a UDRS Insportec livery will be on the track for having a very excellent time trial moment. Just like Gran Turismo, but in the Crew 2 to be temporarily to be as a mixed event for having a very good racing course to be on the track. Here comes nighttime for doing a 3rd round on the track event. Let's do this.
Prepare for the US Speed Tour West Special number 6, the Hills of Nevada. Discover the arid outdoors of the Sagebrush State.
I'm just gonna make sure that driving the GT5 Citroen is very much important to be on the track because I'm always playing Gran Turismo Sport and GT7 at every time, but clearly I didn't get this car in GT7 however because I'm still working on it to have all kinds of farming work to get up in about 100 million credits due to the update has barely added up onto economy. Well, of course it is. I could probably might have to do filling out with some more currency credits by taking part in circuit experience. So let's go boost it up and kick it up on the high gear. I'll make sure that this one will be parked to be as a follow-up catch-up after this, whenever it depends on by the choice. Here comes lap number 2. Let's keep up and go booster to be at the straightaway. Gonna have to find my line and aim towards the inside of the apex. This genuine hypercar is very suitable to be on the road car class, but it still takes much courage and capabilities to master every corners to be on the track. But I'm still getting used to it because the GT5 Citroen is a Gran Turismo most iconic vehicle icon since 2008 in GT5 Prologue. 60% in the progression, coming in on to lap number 3 after lap number 2 at the end. Let's go right in, take the inside on to turn number 1. Almost barely got it in the bag, you guys. Gonna have to stay on it and do a well progression to be on the 3-lap time attack. Sector clear by the checkpoint. Now for the hairpin we go. Second hairpin. Do your best and keep smooth on the handling.
There they go, past the last checkpoint. The finish line is right ahead to win the stage.
Come on, gonna have to wait for the halfway gauge of the Nitro. Gonna take it to it. Alright, looks like finally made it. Fast Tourist, 2 minutes 56.726 seconds to be on the original record. But correction is successful to have 100,000 points by using the GT5 Citroen to be as a hypercar discipline. Now that's a very good time attack competition, you guys. I should probably have to do this time trial on GT7 whenever I have to get a chance. for 3 events on the track, and that makes 3 events to be on the next one will be on the open road challenge will go on the way. So let's see which vehicle should I could probably have to go by the restriction. I could probably have to go with a Type 57 SC Atlantic will be at the Strip West. Perfect time and perfect moment will be at Las Vegas to go right back in after taking 3 rounds to be on the track. But thank goodness, because I just barely putting up to have a special taste on the Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic, but here it is. It's about to go shine like a good chrome golden moment for having a very showcase to have some golden tires will be outfitted to be as a vanity. But also to have an underglow will be going the lucky guy at this moment, but here it is, you guys. Take a very good, excellent golden Type 57 SC Atlantic will take the restriction to be on the first ever street race event. Looks so golden beauty, and I could probably go for it. Alright, here I go. Let's take the west section onto the strip in Las Vegas. Daytime we go, and take some hard risks to be on the shortcut. We'll be at the podium start.
I'm sending happy winning thoughts.
Alright, take the lead I go, and jump in onto the parking spot to be at the straightaway go. Okay, there goes the contact on the barrier. Gonna have to get much closer to be on the alley. Slow down and take that boost. We'll go for the golden rush. Keep this old dog together. He can still barely put up with some new tricks on the handling. Alright, let's keep it up together and go in to be on the street. Checkpoint clear, stay steady, and keep a good handling to be on the drivetrain. That's the ticket. It will be like riding on a rodeo. Lap number 1 clear. Here comes lap number 2. We'll take the final step. We'll go on to be in the final lap. Gonna have to take the jump. Quick refill on the Nitro. We'll be doing some jump, touchdown, and slowing in onto the brake. That's a good old Type 57 SC Atlantic. Shine bright and shine golden. We're getting closer, you guys. The finish line is gonna get closer to be nearly there. Gonna have to kick it up and use the Nitro whenever I can. Now, this one might be quite turns for having unusual routes. Gonna have to check the mini-map to expand. Go early brake. But yeah, the other 2 drivers just barely used the shortcut as the main advantage. I should probably have to use this for doing a follow-up catch-up. And here I am. First place by having a total time in 2 minutes 48.338 seconds to be in position number 1. But not exactly to be closely to have this record to be at, but I'm still barely trying to keep up and go stronger to have a Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic will be featured to be in this event as the restriction. This one might be checked up to be on the follow-up catch-up for doing some faster and well improved lap time for only 2 laps around onto the street course track. Next up, White Rock Hills for the Hypercar discipline we go. But it looks like it's about to get closer at the end because Bugatti La Voyager Norway will have to take the challenge in the first part of Latrell's car. Time for me to get back on the Bugatti Depot with UDRS White Star will take the challenge to be on the West Mountain outskirts of Las Vegas. Perfect time to go in to be on the Rock Hills is very challenging to be on the uphill terrain. But clearly that 8 Hypercars will step in the challenge as we go on to have a daytime condition. Let's do this, you guys. Let's go focus and take first position to be at the podium. We'll be at the go.
I'll stop talking so you can start driving.
Same thing as always, but it's going to get much challenger and higher to have this advantage. We'll have to go boost it up by putting up the Nitro Camus. Alright, technique is doing successful. Gonna have to keep it up. Checkpoint cleared by the Avenue Street before coming in onto the road by crossing the rail. But we know about this event, so let's go right in and slow down to be on the braking position to be on the asphalt. Let's go hill climbing and take on in Death Valley. Okay, gonna have to watch myself onto this corner. Very excellent. Now for the hairpin we go. But it's about to get closer in about a short second onto the gap from behind for a position number 2 driver in the different hypercar class. But I could probably have to stay steady because the mobility balance is very important to be on the road for the White Star of the UDRS livery on the Bugatti Depot. But it looks very popular and very well capable to be as a track-only car. Just like the Bugatti Chiron is going to be set to be scheduled for a later update on Gran Turismo 7, but somehow it might be quite possible if it's true because that Chiron is going to be quite very excellent to have differences between the Perfection Hypercar and its Vision Gran Turismo car will compare the difference to be look-alike. But I'm sure it's going to get much awesome out there to have the Chiron will be coming to Gran Turismo 7. Now, looks like the Nitro is good to go, so gonna have to tap it up and take that turn before coming in to be at the afternoon. Let's go quicker and do a light velocity. We'll be at the go. Let's hang on. This race might get tricky. Gonna have to stay on touch with the handling. This one might be quite getting riskier as it takes on for that checkpoint. Almost at 75% in the progression. Keep it up. The White Star will have to go clean racing to take first place at the podium. We'll be at the finish line to go right back into Las Vegas. Almost there. Checkpoint clear. Getting closer in about 87% in the progression to have one more checkpoint left. Another one clear. Go boost it up and take that straightaway onto the curb, onto the road. And there you go. First place, total time is 3 minutes 33.921 seconds. High speed lover and excellent to have this original attempt to be on the record. So close and going well concentrated to be on the clean race effort for the Bugatti Depot. That makes follow-up catch-up number 2 will be checked up as well before going in to take the restriction by using the Bugatti La Voyager Norway will be at Latrell's car part 1. It all comes down to this, you guys. It takes many good events and skills coming in to have this grand finale. We'll be going for having a place-to-place from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. That makes a one last stop before we're about to leave a very good, excellent City of Sin. We'll have to go over to be in the City of Angels from the Mountain States and to the West Coast. Let's do this and take part 1 of the Trails car. We'll be at the get-go for doing a good Hypercar challenge from places to places in point A to B. But good thing the Nitro Chemist is going to be perfectly at the very good start moment to be at 320 at the per level. Perfect moment, and no longer to have some livery design on this car because it's made out of black color. It's going to be a very good traditional heritage for this hypercar. So let's use the La Voyager Noe. Will be at the last position to be on the grid, so let's go and take a good places to places from Las Vegas and onward to be in Los Angeles.
Come on, you can do it.
Alright, it's gonna get much challenging and do the perfect moment.
Here we go. And remember, Luttrell's counting on us, even if he doesn't know it.
It'll make a crystal clear, hero. I should probably might have this to be part of the full walkthrough, but clearly, I just barely made a good save by the bell. Now, let's see how the strategy is going to be very challenging in the first part of the Trails car. Gonna have to take this left turn to be entered onto the on-ramp section of the highway. Feels fantastic. And doing La Voyager Noe to have a very good sunset condition to leave Las Vegas. Stay on track and go clear with no traffic cars coming in.
A Vegas to LA road trip? People will think we're trying to get out of town.
Sure it is. They just love enjoying Las Vegas because going to a different place might be quite very well placed to start. Now, looks like 21% in the progression. Gonna have to keep it up and go smoothly to be on the open area highway zone. Now, looks like the next street is about to take the turn. Okay, fairly late braking, but gonna have to be very gentle to watch the paint because it's made out of black color. Okay, looks like consecutive corners on the hairpins. Just like Mount Akina, but different. But it's gonna get closer to be on Death Valley before we're about to enter to be in the West Coast regions. Nitro is good to go once again. Now, let's do the 5 consecutive hairpins turn to be on the hill climb. Smooth sliding I go and keep things pressured to be on the inside of the road. Keep boosted up. We'll make sure that doing an excellent main destination will get happily there on to 50% in the progression. Gonna have to keep up and go forward. This mountain pass might be quite very good to see this route in America. But here we are. Giant Sequoia Forest is definitely might be the right place we'll continue on to be in this race course. Now arriving in Inland Empire. Keep it up and go on the inside turns of the road. Final, it is definitely might be going freely for the La Voyager Noe. Okay, very great recovery. Now for the downhill. That's 1 hairpin, 2 hairpin. That's hairpin number 3. Almost to be at the 4th hairpin. That's number 4. that makes hairpin number 5 is gonna have to do smoothly and tricky to have some hypercars and street race discipline, including drift discipline as well. Keep coming down. Many racer is doing a good running time to be on the uphill before take the downhill. We'll have to go again.
You can't even wrap yourself around a tree in here because the trees are too big. But the turns are tight enough, you're gonna try.
I'm just getting tested myself to see how it feels. But the perfect time is gonna have to go curb straightaway to be on this route. Boy, I guess this race is gonna get much very longer after we leave Las Vegas. But clearly, I just kind of remember doing the road trip back home to California. But yes, I just really miss California all the time.
I've got to admit, there's something special about sitting on top of this much power.
Bet it is. This La Voyager Norway is one good, excellent beauty. By the way, folks, I'm just gonna have to talk about the car because the handling might be quite very well compared to the Bugatti Divo and the Chiron. Alright, looks like we're at Central Valley in the West Coast. Gonna keep on racing. And take that next road on to the left direction. Okay, slow down. Gonna have to go maintain the pace. Oof, okay, definitely might be quite too close. I should probably might have to brake earlier. In about a few more miles left before we're about to get back on the highway, folks. I should probably might have to do this practice in this event. Talk about doing some preparation and warm-up before doing the real deal in the full walkthrough. But I'm still barely trying to get the hang of it because it takes a long place we go. Now we are at San Bernardino Mountains, but we're getting closer to have a few more miles until we get to LA. But here it is, Los Angeles. Pass by when the trees are being covered around. Sorry about that, folks. Gonna have to go reverse. How embarrassing that I just barely went on to go to a different route. I'll make sure that this one might be a follow-up catch-up number 3. Hello, Los Angeles. How I really miss you. Now, gonna have to take this part of an unlikely intersection. It's gonna get much harder sometimes, but don't get yourself confused.
Ah, Los Angeles, where racing is usually done at 5 miles an hour. Thank God we missed rush hour.
All the traffic commute, busy schedule, and also to have some commute routes on every areas in every city. But we're getting closer because this race is about to have an under 10-minute long. Gonna have to go up and take that exit onto the route. Very good. Now arriving in downtown LA. But the blue line is about to get closer to have a final destination. We'll be at the finish line. But it will might have to take that early break to be at the next street. But here comes the finish line. let's take the quarter-mile run and go with a boost.
Well, son of a gun. You pulled it off after all.
I told you we were doing things the right way. We got the car. Now all we have to do is make a few mods, and we're down with giving Luttrell one heck of a surprise.
Bet it will, hero. He's gonna be so proud happy that he's ready to get back onto his new ride. Well, I guess incredible and fantastic to see how event number 6 for the third hypercar discipline by using the Bugatti La Voyager Noe takes a very near risk call to have 100,000 points to be climbed up onto the platinum. Perfect time, and also to have 2 events will be needed to be catch up to be on the follow-up. It was a lot of fun out there in fabulous Las Vegas to be in this live summit, you guys. All events to have a very excellent grand finale in Luttrell's car part 1 is definitely might be a very good feature moment to have one of the 2 restricted cars by the recommend. Feels awesome and feel well enjoyed to have 3 events on the open road and the other 3 to be on the track. But the Golden Hills Racetrack is all about doing some competition to have 2 Alpha Grand Prix discipline and a hypercar will be step in to be temporarily, will have to do a time attack, will go for the challenge. But 3 skills to have different kinds of base vehicle between land, water, and air is definitely might be turns out to have a very recipe to have different kinds of discipline to be well challenging up and go for the skills. So looks like it takes a lot of fun moments in Las Vegas at the end for only one more day left to go before tomorrow is going to be scheduled on June 15th through 22nd of June is Night Shift 2. A brand new Kaido edition of the Nissan 300CX Type Model C32 is going to be an excellent JDM tuner car to have a different modification version to this fair lady C. A blinking blue underglow comment is now listed to be as a very golden reward to be as a vanity. Let's have a good preview look, and that makes some featured vehicles to be on the restriction to have Nissan Skyline GTR Type R34 and Nissan 370C Type Model C34 along with the Diablo GT as well. Fighter recommend to be as a force vehicle is now featured to be later on in this next event because another stunt event is going to be taking on in Motorflix. The agency will go for the action. I'm so very excited to have street race event, including 1 drift discipline, will be part of it to have some very excellent step, including drag race, will go for the no restriction. And that makes the low altitude, solemn, and speed trap will be coming in as part of it because the nighttime will go to be as a sequel to be in Night Shift. Time to wrap this up, you guys, because more events will be coming soon later on towards the final one before the community summit is going to be a penultimate to celebrate the 4th anniversary in the 2nd installment of the crew. But it's going to get much excited to have this 4th anniversary tire to be listed as an epic vanity. Let the celebration will have to come to wait before the Space Odyssey. We'll be doing a final event to have this blue shockwave smoke to be as an epic. A shockwave smoke and some custom parts for the aerial atom to be listed onto the silver along with a hat set to be second part as a boosted. But what happens in Las Vegas by doing a follow-up catch-up stays in Las Vegas for only 1 street race and hypercar along with a Golden Hill special that I've been planning to have 7 hypercars with a UDRS livery will take the time attack in 3 laps. It's gonna get much excited to do a challenge for myself, you guys, but the multicolored Nitro is gonna be a rainbow-tastic, so I could probably have to get it after the event is over. Thank you for watching on my video in the Crew 2, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. And don't forget to follow me on any social media platforms like Deviant Art, Instagram, GT Planet, Twitter, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS livery, Total Drama fan art with car liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time on the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.